The 10 greatest fictional rivalries of all time. Each story incorporates a hero and a main bad guy, regardless of whether clear. We as a whole have most loved legends and reprobates, from softcover books to Oscar-winning movies. Probably the most noteworthy stories incorporate such powerful restricting characters that a competition is conceived. Extraordinary competitions can move us to do incredible things, and the absolute most well-known imaginary people at any point wouldn't be as famous without their foe. These characters can't help themselves. They share a characteristic contempt for one another and will go after from the outset. These contentions have turned into the stuff of legend. They are the best fictitious competitions ever. The Mechanical Extraterrestrial Society of Monster-Changing Robots originally came to Earth in 1984 as a toy line. 2 fighting groups of Transformers went here from their home universe of Cybertron. A kind-hearted gathering called the Autobots, and a vile one, the Decepticons. The 2 gathering pioneers have a severe contention that has spread over many years and crossed light years. Optimus Prime of the Autobots safeguards individuals of Earth against Megatron and the underhanded Decepticons. These 2 heroes have struggled on many times through vivified series and motion pictures, true-to-life films, comic books, and computer games. Despite the fact that they appeared to vanquish each other in the 1986 film, they have resurrected and returned from death over and over. In each situation across the universe, these 2 will continuously be inverse sides of a similar coin.
Be my pleasure. Once we've concluded our business here.
The best criminal investigator that consistently lived could never have become so, notwithstanding his arch-nemesis. Made by English writer Sir Arthur Conan Doyle in 1887. Sherlock Holmes has showed up in endless books, comic books, programs, and films for more than 100 years. He unavoidably should defy teacher Jim Moriarty, his main scholarly equivalent. A consistent and progressively perilous mental contest results between the analyst and the lawbreaker mastermind. Doyle's unique series finishes up with The Experience of the last issue, where Moriarty kills Holmes just at the expense of his own life. Years after the fact, Holmes was brought back after a mind-boggling objection from fans in The Experience of the Vacant House. Moriarty's main role as a scholarly gadget is to overcome Holmes. Their competition is outright and timeless. The one in particular that can stop Moriarty is Holmes, as well as the other way around.
As I feared.
Now it's duck hunting season. That, sir, is an investigated fabrication. It's wabbit season. Duck season.
1937. Since 1937, Warner Bros. Character Elmer Fudd has been hunting lead Looney Tune Bugs Bunny. Bugs is a mischievous carrot-munching rabbit who is seemingly invincible. Fudd has a funny way of speaking, replacing his R's with W's, and is known for saying, "Be very very quiet, I'm hunting wabbits." These 2 have a shoot first ask questions later type of relationship. No matter what Fudd does, though, he can't seem to get the better of Bugs, and he's been trying for almost 90 years. With one exception, the 1957 Merry Melodies short, What's Opera, Doc? In this story, Elmer chases Bugs through a parody of 19th-century classical composer Richard Wagner's operas. It borrows heavily from the second opera in the Ring cycle, woven around the typical Bugs-Elmer feud. The short marks the final appearance of Elmer Fudd in a Chuck Jones cartoon and the only time the hunter gets the better of the rabbit. His victory is bittersweet, however, as he immediately feels remorse and sings the now famous verse, "I killed the wabbit." By the mid-1960s, Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd were household names. But crowds especially cheered when Elmer would shove his shotgun in the rabbit's face only to get a nonplussed, "Hey, what's up, Doc?" reply. While this rivalry is more comedic than most, it is one of the most well-known in history.
You lie.
Not many imaginary people have partaken in the popularity that Robin Hood has. He was initially portrayed in 13th–14th century English fables and has kept on showing up in writing and film from that point forward. Known to ransack from the rich and provide for poor people, he was unable to accomplish this legend status notwithstanding his enemy, the Sheriff of Nottingham. The two characters have battled to the demise in each medium, from Disney's Fox and Wolf manifestations to the 2018 movie and in the middle between. The sheriff is the most repeating foe of the notable outlaw. Sheriffs were influential men in archaic culture. They were the Lord's delegates in every province and were accused of maintaining order and maintaining the law. Outlaws were pursued down without kindness. Antiquarians and scholarly buffs have contemplated the mythos of Robin Hood for quite a long time, and it is for the most part accepted that the person depended on genuine individuals. Similar to his enemy, if valid, Robin Hood, Robert Hoday, and Sheriff Nottingham, Eustace of Lowdham, Sheriff of Yorkshire, have achieved something few contentions have. Their contempt for one another has risen above from genuine to fiction and made due for a really long time.
Harvey, damn it. Oh, excuse me, I want to drive.
Maybe the most popular competition in comic books is the one between the dull knight and the jokester ruler of wrongdoing. Batman, otherwise known as Bruce Wayne, as a kid, watched his folks killed by a road hooligan. As a grown-up, he turns into the vigilante Batman and safeguards the roads of Gotham City. He has prepared himself to be the pinnacle human example in body and brain. On numerous occasions, he is tormented by the Joker, who is his equivalent, yet inverse. The main DC character without a known beginning, he is the relentless power to Batman's enduring object. A more profound gander at their relationship shows that Bats and Mr. J share perhaps of the most perplexing relationship in comics. Certainly, they're foes, yet there is an undeniable codependency to their contention. While there are numerous instances of arch nemeses in fictitious legend, barely any hold the strength this one does. The two met without precedent for Batman #1, distributed in 1940. From that point forward, the two have showed up in each conceivable medium battling each other until the very end.
Not with me, then you're my enemy. Only a Sith.
As quite possibly of the most notorious person in film history, Darth Vader couldn't have ever turned into the dull threatening antagonist without his coach Obi-Wan. Kenobi and different individuals from the Jedi Board generally detected some dimness in youthful Anakin. Kenobi prepared the kid in any case, as it was his guide's final request. Despite the fact that Anakin turns into an extraordinary Jedi and had numerous triumphs over the fiendish Sith during the Clone Wars, his trepidation in the long run gets the better of him. Obi-Wan frantically attempts to save Anakin's spirit and take him back to the light, however his tumble to dimness is inevitable. The two participate in a legendary fight on a volcanic planet. finishing with Anakin losing 3 of 4 appendages and being charred. After which, his change to Darth Vader is finished. Unbeknownst to Vader, Kenobi conceals the introduction of Skywalker's kids. The two don't meet again until the youngsters are around 19 years of age. Indeed, the two enemies battle. This time, Kenobi permits himself to be chopped somewhere around Vader's lightsaber to safeguard the unconscious youngsters. Vader gets by for quite a long time simply on his disdain for Kenobi. Yet he was unable to exist without him. While these merry tunes might be droll satire at its center, this is one of the absolute most savage, all things considered. Coyote's fixation on Roadrunner is outright. Dr. Natalie Candid was employed by Warner siblings to accomplish a mental stir-up on the person. Her discoveries propose that the Coyote's apparently fanatical spotlight is on eating Roadrunners overall as well as an exceptionally specific Roadrunner. Coyotes can pursue and catch Roadrunners. All things considered, which adds authenticity to the contention. Coyote utilizes an interminable line of summit items to help him on his mission to kill the Roadrunner. From rockets to iron blocks. Nothing is excessively outrageous or savage for Coyote, who normally winds up on the business end of these items. His consistent disappointment appears just to inspire Coyote to attempt once more. In the interim, Roadrunner is everything except unaware of Coyote's endeavors on his life. The team previously showed up in Quick and Anger Ooze in 1949. And Coyote has been attempting to get, and eat, Roadrunner.
Alright, it's time to go to school, son. Come on, get your hands up, man. You need an interpreter? It's time to go to school.
You will lose.
Sylvester Stallone won an Oscar for writing his classic 1976 film Rocky. The film series depicts the rise of underdog street fighter Rock Balboa to heavyweight champion. Before he gets the belt, he has to face the reigning champ, Apollo Creed. The first film ends with Creed winning by decision after the two fought for a full 15 rounds. Balboa is the first to go the distance with Creed. Balboa defeats Creed in the second film, but Rocky and Apollo eventually become the closest of friends. Unfortunately, Apollo is killed in the ring during an exhibition match against Russian Ivan Drago. His son, Adonis, grows up without a father. The second generation of films was spawned as Rocky becomes Adonis's mentor. Unlike most rivalries, these two become better friends than enemies. But their fights are the most memorable in fictional sports. Apollo's iconic, ding ding, at the end of Rocky III is one of the most quoted lines in movie history. The most popular feline and mouse pair ever is evidently Tom and Jerry. Made by Hanna-Barbera in 1940 and appearing with Puss Gets the Boot, this notable series includes a feline, Tom, and a mouse, Jerry. The two continually, fiercely, and perniciously attempt to kill one another. On account of animation physical science, nor is ever successful. Tom and Jerry have reliably showed up in energized films for more than 80 years. Their names are inseparable from main adversaries and savagery, in spite of their comedic esteem. They are known to go after with no incitement, and the characters once in a blue moon, if at any time. Talk. It's simply relentless brutality. They are foes ordinarily, yet they have collaborated in the past to take on a more prominent rival. The first series delivered by MGM circulated north of 100 kids shows, and a few won Institute grants for Best Energized Short. It appears to be that Tom and Jerry are bound to fight each other.
Then we walk into the Gilded Lily, and there's Gal, again. Gal?
Godot, keep up, Archie.
In spite of the fact that their competition is seldom fierce, it is the most notable of all. Sticking to male-centric generalizations, the two contend over the fondness of Archie Andrews. Betty originally showed up in Enthusiasm Comics number 22, while Veronica made her presentation a couple of months after the fact in Energy Comics number 26 in the mid-1940s. Betty Cooper, blonde, is a sweet, dependable young lady nearby, while Veronica Cabin, brunette, is intriguing, restless, and dangerous. The two had their own series too, Archie's Young Ladies Betty and Veronica. Furthermore, they have gone from companions to foes and back again on many times throughout the long term. The two ladies and Archie make the most popular and enduring circle of drama ever. While the two may not be viewed as foes, their contention is the most memorable in fiction.